Everybody, Premier League International Cup action from the Kirby Academy as Liverpool under-23s host the Spanish side Athletic Club. Yes, we all know them affectionately as Athletic Bilbao, but they did change the name, so we will be calling them Athletic Club. Well, after that dramatic victory over Paris Saint-Germain, 3-2 here before Christmas, a win tonight basically would guarantee qualification for the knockout stages of the Premier League International Cup with one game to spare. Neil Critchley's side will end the competition with a trip to Molineux to play against Wolves at their first team stadium. Athletic Club, well, to stay in the competition, they need to win tonight, they really do. This is their last game. Liverpool, as I say, only have 2 games left to play. Athletic Club lost 1-0 to Paris Saint-Germain in their first game before drawing with Wolves in the last one. Basically, the Athletic Club under-23 squad is made up of players of the Bilbao Athletic B team, which play in the Spanish Second Division Group 2, and a team in Spain called CD Baskonia, which is a Basque country-based team. They play in the 4th tier of the Spanish football, so in terms of experience, they are more experienced than the Liverpool youngsters on show here tonight. As the two sides enter a pleasant night here in Kirby, good conditions as well. And Neil Critchley was saying before, the young lads can't wait to get out there. Looking forward to having a glimpse of our new number 9 we've just brought in from Brentford's B team, and Joe Hardy as well, who made his debut off the bench at the weekend against Manchester City. But as I say, it doesn't matter, does it, whether the Athletic Club team are a lot more experienced than Liverpool, because of course we saw what happened for the first team at the weekend with the Liverpool youngsters doing the club extremely proud. We'll have a closer look at the two sides very shortly indeed. Delighted to be alongside for this one, former Reds goal machine, Neil Mellor.
Thanks very much, Steve. Yeah, looking forward to this one. The boys did brilliantly, didn't they, for the first team against Everton at the weekend in the FA Cup. Now it's a chance for these youngsters who would have been watching on thinking, I would love to be the next one in that position. But this is where they have to do the business. They have to work hard, show the ability they have to try and get that opportunity, starting with a good performance here tonight.
Absolutely. So then, after the two teams exchange pleasantries, let's have a look then with a closer check on tonight's starting 11s. And we will start with Liverpool. And I can tell you that Neil Critchley has made 3 changes from Sunday's narrow defeat to Manchester City in Premier League 2. There's a first start in the team for 21-year-old striker Joe Hardy following his move from the Brentford B team. He's only 21, is a young boy who hails from just across the Mersey over in the Wirral. Hoever, of course, who was on the bench for the first team against Everton at the weekend. He starts at right back. Tony Gallacher, the young Scot, will captain the side, and Tom Hill and Jack Bearne in the wide areas get another opportunity. As for the Athletic Club under-23s team, well, their head coach has a lot of experience. Joseba Etibarea, he played over 450 games as a winger for Athletic Club. Their supporters love him. They have a lot of quality in their side, especially up front. Inigo Baqué, and he's supported by Andone Tascón, while Antonio Salado and John Guruzeta certainly know where the goal is. Aaron Jackson is our match referee for this one here tonight, and it will be the Athletic Club team from Bilbao to get us underway here. Neil Critchley, who was as proud as anybody really at seeing how well the young boys did at the weekend at Anfield. Youngsters lining up for Liverpool again tonight, playing on the big stage. Liverpool actually fielded a really young side in the last game of 2019, but they beat Paris Saint-Germain here. They went 1-0 up. PSG come back to lead 2-1, and a late show with Yasser Laruzzi scoring a wonderful late winner, and it shows what quality these young lads have. We've seen it with Barry Lutz's team. Many of these boys played in the Youth Cup team last year, so they know what the big stage is all about, Neil Mellor.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the start of 2020, isn't it? 2019 was a fantastic year for the academy, as you say, finishing it brilliantly with that performance against PSG, coming from behind to win the game, winning the Youth Cup, seeing players feature for the first team. Probably none better than the way we started 2020 with so many playing against Everton.
What an incentive tonight. Win this game and then secure qualification for the knockout stages of the Premier League International Cup with a game to spare.
Yeah, I mean, we've watched this side competing this for a number of seasons and always had trouble to try and get through it. I think it's because the opposition that they've coming up against are perhaps a little bit more developed than perhaps some of the sides that these young lads have been used to coming up to, and that's why it's a great challenge tonight.
Well, I'm sure Neil Critchley, Tim Jenkins, Mark Morris would have said to the boys before the game, look, you can't take anything lightly here. Remember Villarreal last season, which was a real tough learning examination for the young players.
Well, we were really young on that night, weren't we? You have to remember that, but we did come up against a side similar to the way that Athletic Club are tonight. They have that understanding because they play regularly so often.
Leighton Clarkson, Tony Gallacher back at left back tonight. He's having to play a lot of games at right back. Here's Clarkson looking for Keanu Hoever, making that run forward, intercepted by Rojo. Here's John Rojo again. At the back to Javier Murua. The goalkeeper put under instant pressure, and Agirrezabala. Keanu Hoever again, battling away on this near side. Tascón. There's Jack Bearne snapping in. Jack Bearne, who nearly scored one of the goals of the season away at Manchester City on Sunday, and the 1-0 defeat at 0-0. He brought the ball down and had a dipping lob which beat the goalkeeper. It came back off the crossbar. Is so unlucky.
He got himself a goal in that game against PSG, didn't he, as well? Following up nicely for that opening goal. Started
the season off injured, Jack Bearne, but he's bounced back nicely, culminating in with a lot of these youngsters on show here tonight. Made their first team bow at Villa Park.
Scoreline was harsh, wasn't it? I think if you don't see the game and you see the scoreline, you think Liverpool have been battered, but it wasn't the case. Liverpool performed extremely well on the evening, dominated it for long periods.
Now Leighton Clarkson, Cain, lovely pass, and now a chance here for Joe Hardy. First real opportunity for him. Well, he was lively there. It was a poor clearance by the goalkeeper, Agirrezabala, and pounced upon quickly by Leighton Clarkson. And Joe Hardy, who's eager to impress. Nicely played in by Cain.
Great ball, wasn't it, from Cain? I just wondered if maybe Hardy could have taken it first time by taking the touch. He was going away from goal, and then all of a sudden the defender could put him under a little bit more pressure and make that angle narrower to get the effort across goal.
I think with this signing of Joe Hardy, it's one that's seen, to give him an opportunity with the 23, so there's no pressure on him. He's coming to Liverpool. There's no expectation to think, oh, is he going to play a few games in the 23s and then all of a sudden be catapulted into the first team? That's not what it's all about. There's a shortage of strikers. Paul Glatzel out, of course, of the season with a really bad injury picked up, and Ryan Brewster now just gone on loan to Swansea City.
Well, he's a centre forward, Steve, isn't it? Something
exactly.
The 23s have struggled to have that real presence, and somebody who's familiar with that position. We've seen Laruzzi up front at times, haven't we, this season? Young Tom Hill as well, so he is an out-and-out centre forward.
And the academy manager, Alex Inglethorpe, I thought made a great quote. He said, look, we brought young Tom in, and it's up to Tom where he goes from here. And it's a wonderful opportunity for him, isn't it? It really is. Get a few goals, get his confidence going.
Well, what you would say is he's done really well at Brentford B, hasn't he, by scoring goals, and that's why he's got this opportunity to come and hopefully score some goals at Liverpool. And like you say, you just never know where that may take him.
Joe Hardy was close to an opening goal in the opening stages here. Ben Winterbottom got an extended run. Goal for Liverpool, the 18-year-old. There's Tony Gallacher. Driving run forward by Gallacher in the end. Flick there from Gallacher. Tom Hill getting involved in the challenge as well. The flag gone up though.
Well, he can't be offside because it came off an Athletic Club player, so I'm wondering how could the flag go up? He's not in an offside position, it came off an opposition player.
So going into this game, they are a lot stronger than Liverpool as well, Miles. I said before, they mentioned this team of Athletic Club made up of players of their B team and also a feeder team who play in the 4th tier of the Spanish league, so they're constantly getting good experience there, playing against men, really, senior players on a regular basis.
Yeah, and also that understanding that they have as playing as a team together.
There's a test here for Remy Savage, who played really well for the under-18s at the weekend during that win over Blackburn Rovers. There's Leighton Clarkson, the 18-year-old. Him and Cain now getting opportunities at this level after starting the season with the under-18s, but as ever, the conveyor belt sees players make that step forward, and they've realised the time is right now. Danger here at Winterbottom. quickly off his line, did really well. Lovely reverse ball by Cain. Sets Liverpool on the attack now. Dixon-Bonner to Jack Bearne. Like he was caught there, Jack Bearne, but no foul, says the referee in the end.
Probably too honest, wasn't he, by staying on his feet? Certainly did look like a foul.
Bearne and Cain battling well. Lovely ball by Clarkson as it nearly found Tom Hill there. And Jesus Areso covering well at right back. It's dangerous before Mel's. Baqué with that pace through the middle, nearly got in, but Winterbottom did well. But here they come again with Bartolome. In by Salado. Composed play from Hoever there. Hoever, who turns 18 on the 18th of January. Tom Hill, the furthest Liverpool player forward there. Cain got the touch. Hill, Hardy, Bearne, Cain. Nicely played. Tony Gallacher. He's had a good, consistent run of games, Tony Gallacher, and Critchley and the staff have been delighted with him. He thought he played really well for the first team at Villa Park, and that's why Critch has handed them the armband as a reward for the progress he's making.
I thought it was really impressive in that game.
Space now here for Joe Hardy. Good layoff, Dixon-Bonner. Chance here. Tony Gallacher on the overlap. Hardy was waiting.
Oh, he's unlucky. Gets forward really well from left full back there. Tony Gallacher giving Liverpool good width down that left-hand side to deliver the ball. Good start. Good start from the lads.
So an early opportunity for Joe Hardy and Leighton Clarkson. The amount of times that Chris Kirkland and Don Matteo have eulogised how good Clarkson's deliveries have been for the 18s. It's produced countless goals.
It gives them opportunities to go and attack the ball in the middle.
Clarkson has been at Liverpool since pre-academy, age 7. Morgan Boys at the back post there lurking. The great thing is, you know, Morgan Boys, I mean, he's a big Liverpool fan from Chester. He's captain of the Wales under-19s, the Liverpool number 5 there, and he made his debut at Villa Park, played well. There's Steve McManaman here with Rob Jones and the academy manager Alex Singlethorpe. It can't be underestimated the work that Rob Jones has done with Nico Williams. Steve McManaman has worked a lot, by the way, mentoring Curtis Jones as well, so they deserve a heck of a lot of credit. This is a good break by Athletic Club, and the through here chance. Great stop, Ben Winterbottom. John Guruzeta found himself clean through, and Winterbottom spread himself well to make the save. It was a classic pass and move there from Athletic Club, but John Guruzeta is denied. Played in beautifully by Areso. Good save, Ben Winterbottom.
Vital save, wasn't it? I thought he was offside. It looked like he was a couple of yards offside, but he got a play to the whistle. The flag never went up. Brilliant goalkeeping there from Winterbottom to deny him.
Jack Bearne was the Liverpool's furthest player forward there. Awkward bounce this for Tony Gallacher, and he was caught, and Liverpool will get the free kick.
Looking to try and get in behind this Liverpool defence early on. Winterbottom forced into a really good save, and he's been alert, hasn't he, off his line very quickly to stop that danger of the Athletic Club getting in behind.
Clarkson. Dixon-Bonner, who turned 19 on New Year's Day, Elijah Dixon-Bonner.
He's got a couple of goals, hasn't he, this season? Seen him contribute a few, certainly on the front pitch, yeah.
He's got 5, and he hit the post at Man City at the weekend with a terrific effort. So unlucky.
It was good when midfielders start contributing with goals, and he's added that to his game this season.
Clarkson. Nice layoff by Hardy. Dixon-Bonner. Clarkson again. Boys. Here's Remy Savage. Clarkson. Hoever. Clarkson. Hoever again. Confidence from Kiana Hoever. Former Ajax youngster.
Yeah, Clarkson did well as well when the ball came into him. Get the ball nicely.
Now Cain with a chance to turn. Dixon-Bonner. Tony Gallacher. Dixon-Bonner again. Little 1-2 with Bearne. Liverpool get a free kick. Good position here, the likes of Clarkson and Cain.
Well, these are the sort of experiences which are invaluable for these young players to learn. Things like that, they probably don't experience that in the Premier League too when they play against that cynical fouls off the ball. We saw it in the Club World Cup final, didn't we? The first team played against Flamengo with those sort of challenges. We saw it again there. This is a dangerous position to Liverpool to put a decent delivery into the penalty area.
So a good chance at either end. No goal so far. Leighton Clarkson. See what the idea was. Cain was running in behind them. Didn't quite come off that time.
Trying to be inventive, wasn't he, from the set piece?
Clarkson to the feet of Tom Hill. It was a lovely pass. Oh, he nearly got Hardy away. Well blocked in the end by Daniel Vivian. Nice bit of football there, Tom Hill finding a pocket of space.
Great first touch from young Tom Hill in that position, trying to find a little bit of space outside the penalty area.
Tony Gallacher, the 20-year-old, brought in from Falkirk. Hill. Just bring you a little bit of good news on the injury front, by the way. Adam Lewis has been sidelined for quite a while now, hasn't he? But the good news is set to return to training tomorrow.
That's great news. He'd have been made up for his mates playing against Villa, but he'd have been disappointed he wasn't one of those playing, of course.
I spoke to Liam Coyle before as well. His long-suffering back problems are nearing an end. It's getting better. He said he can't wait to get back to training shortly.
That's good to hear as well.
Here's Kiana Hoever. Boys, still goalless in this Premier League International Cup group stage. There's only 3 games in the group. All of them are played in England in this competition. 2 home games for Liverpool, Paris Saint-Germain and this one, and then Wolves away in a few weeks' time in their final group game at Molineux. Same night as the first team play that rearranged game against West Ham United. Good play by Bearne, the former Notts County man.
Yeah, nice and strong, wasn't he? Aggressive, but fairly to win the ball.
Now Clarkson spotted the run of Tom Hill there. Referee had to get out the way there. See what Athletic Club are trying to do, Mels. They got through before when Winterbottom made that great save. Then when they get on the ball, they're trying to knock it through quickly for the strikers, aren't they?
They've got pace, they've got the movement, looking to try and get in behind this Liverpool defence. Plenty of space as well with Liverpool's high line at times defensively. A threat we need to be mindful of.
Wide by Guruzeta. A chance for Tascón here, trying to break away. Good break by Athletic Club. The Spanish team will get a corner kick. Tony Gallacher called into evasive action.
Yeah, that movement again. Athletic Club playing with the 2 strikers. Good movement down that right-hand channel. Tascón.
Antonio Salado. Being ready to take the corner kick for Joseba Etibarea's team. It's dangerous from set pieces. It's taken short. All the way back to Jesus Areso. Deep one to the back post. Too deep.
Thankfully too deep, because there was a little bit of space, wasn't there? Baqué at the far post. Trying to find a little bit of space there.
course, the last time these two teams met was in a Dublin friendly. Jurgen Klopp's team in 2017. Liverpool won it 3-1. Bobby Firmino scored a penalty, and Ben Woodburn and Dominic Solanke were also on the mark. By the way, if you're wondering what's happening with Ben Woodburn, he's still on the recovery list. It started well on that loan spell at Oxford United under Carl Robinson, then he picked up an injury. He's working hard to try and get back.
They're going well, Oxford, in League One. Right in the promotion mix there.
Cameron Brannigan's having a great season, our former player. Here's Elijah Dixon-Bonner. Good play by Dixon-Bonner. Now here's Kiana Hoever motoring forward in towards Hill. Will it find Jake Cain? No, it was Salado who got it clear. Good move, that.
Good play, was it, from Dixon-Bonner to find Hoever down this right-hand side.
Clarkson. Clarkson was looking for. Tom Hill ghosts in there, making those little runs that he times to perfection. That was the idea. Rojo. Andone Tascón. Murua. Julien by Naiola. They're getting forward, danger. It's overhead. Salado trying to get there at the back post. Played in by Bartolome. Header across, chance! And Ben Woodburn's there at the near post. Real opportunity there for the number 9, Inigo Baqué.
Oh, big chance, he just didn't quite connect with it the way they wanted to, didn't get enough on it. And it was comfortable in the end for Winterbottom.
Hoever. Good ball by Kiana Hoever. Here's Jack Bearne, full of running. Oh, he just took his eye off the ball for a fraction of a second. Chasing all the way back to the goalkeeper, Murua. Risaga.
Just need to be mindful of the movement of number 9 for Athletic Club Baqué. He's got in a couple of really good positions. He had a big chance there, which he didn't make the most of. For Boys, for Savage, need to be mindful because he's getting in that central striking position because they're playing with 2 up front.
He's gone for 2 strikers tonight. He was a good player in his heyday there, head coach of Athletic Club. Saber Etibareya. In over 450 games of the first team of Athletic Club Bilbao between 1995 and 2010, a Spanish international as well. Baqué, good covering by Morgan Boys.
Yeah, they're looking lively, aren't they, in the final third? Needing to defend well, Boys, on that occasion to prevent the goal-scoring opportunity.
There he is alongside Neil Critchley. Saber Etibareya, we were speaking about, was a fantastic winger in his day. So quick, remember watching him in the World Cup for Spain as well. This ball swung in, can Liverpool get the second ball clear? Charged down well, chance! Missed. Scrambled around that penalty area. And in the end, combination of Ben Winterbottom and some very fine Liverpool defending. It was well struck in the end by Vivian initially. It fell there for Tascón, and Winterbottom with a fine save. And the ricochet took it wide.
Yeah, another good save. I think there's a good block in there as well with Jake Cain, wasn't it? Really good vital block. Could have been something for Winterbottom to save again, he started the game really well.
He's made a couple of good saves here, Ben Winterbottom. There's Tony Gallacher, tripped up there as he dribbled forward. Fouled by Inigo Baqué. Morgan Boys, the Liverpool number 5 in the thick of the action. Of course, Liverpool and Athletic Club Bilbao have met previously at first team level. First member of the European First Cup back in 1968. Liverpool lost 2-1 away, won the game 2-1 at Anfield. Then, would you believe, we lost the game on the toss of a coin. Chris Lawler and Emlyn Hughes scored late goals, and it's fair to say if you get one, you're going to lose one, aren't you? Remember we won one, Big Ron Yates in Cologne famously in Europe. Imagine trying to decide games in Europe these days, the toss of a coin. Imagine the uproar, Mel.
Yeah. Worse than VAR, that.
It would be, wouldn't it? That really is what you would call a lottery, isn't it? Incredible. They're trying to get in behind Liverpool again here, but good covering by Morgan Boys, back at his feet. It's a loose kick from Ben Winterbottom.
Well, we'll let him off with that because he's started this game making a couple of excellent saves to make sure the scoreline is still level at the moment with those big chances for Athletic Club.
They played Wolves, they drew 1-1. Athletic Club. Wolves played pretty well against them that night. Boys gets it away again. It's going to weather a little storm here, the Liverpool youngsters. They do look quite dangerous going forward, don't they?
Well, they're playing with those two strikers, and defensively it's something maybe a bit different for our centre-halves to think about. More often than not, they come up against just one striker.
Here's Rojo. Spin up midfield area to Julen. Bernaola. Areso. Tony Gallacher trying to block out Jesus Areso. No. Bartolome. Back to Rojo. Covering back from Cain. Bearne.
Been really aggressive with the pressing as well early on here, Athletic Club. See two strikers pushing high up the pitch.
Cain. Bearne. Nice little turn by Jack Bearne. And Rojo held him off.
Clever. Yeah, clever play there from Bearne, recognising that the fullback was tight. Neat little turn, winning the free kick, and just relieves a little bit of pressure. It has been a good spell from Athletic Club.
It wasn't 10 yards there, by the way. Salado. Hoever tried to take it quickly. No more.
Well, it's good. That's what you want, don't you? You don't want to see yellow cards given for the first challenge. Just a last warning. Say none of that. That'll be your last challenge like that. And the next one will be a yellow card. That was sensible refereeing.
So still goalless. Joe Hardy on his first start for Liverpool under 23s went close in the early stages. He put one into the side netting. Athletic Club have had a couple of good openings, a couple of good saves by Ben Winterbottom. Dixon-Bonner chasing on that far side, putting pressure on the Spanish team. Dixon-Bonner, of course, one of the heroes of the FA Youth Cup team of last season, with the likes of Leighton Clarkson, Morgan Boys, Cain.
I think that shows,
and of course Nico Williams, who was outstanding at right back.
That shows how quickly things can change. You know, Nico Williams is playing the Youth Cup final, big part of that Youth Cup success last season, and then he's played a couple of games for the first team this season. Brilliant.
There is Adam Lewis, big smile on his face, no wonder. As I say, scheduled to return to training tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing Adam back in action. That wonderful season at left back when Stevie G was the under-18s manager here, showing his versatility for the 23s by playing everywhere, centre midfield, all over the place. Of course, and he was on the bench at MK Dons in the first game, Adam, before he got injured.
Yeah, maybe looking at that fourth round game thinking, have I got a chance? If he doesn't recover it, and he's doing all right with his training and maybe a couple of games before that, you never know.
Vivian to Jesus Areso. Moving forward again. He can turn, Baqué. Good block. Physically, they're quite tough, this Athletic Club side as well.
Good block in the end from Boys. A little bit too much space for Baqué inside the penalty area. Boys protected his goalkeeper well by getting the block in. I think that's the big thing. We talk about this side playing regularly together, the understandings there, but also physically they're a little bit maybe ahead of a few of our players with the development.
Bernaola. Well read by Tony Gallacher now. Tom Hill. Clarkson. Good running again by Hill. Don't forget Tom Hill, despite playing for the first team at Aston Villa, he's only a first-year scholar.
Yeah, so young, isn't he? Just remind yourself of the ages of some of these boys.
Good leap by Hoever. Cain getting stuck in as well. Stayed in play in the end. Rojo manages to get there before Jack Bearne. It's still 0-0. Kirby in this Premier League International Cup group match. That's a lovely ball by Bartolome. And he could be in here. Tascón. Baqué. It's in. It's a good break. And Inigo Baqué with the finish for Athletic Club. It's that ball through the centre again, Mel's, isn't it? It was good football. Bartolome through to Tascón. Gallacher got back, but Baqué's there. And a really good finish.
Yeah, good finish. Clinical, I think. Bartolome does brilliant. Lets the ball run across his body. It's a nice ball. Certainly onside. Thought Gallacher just done enough. We spoke about this player back. He's been finding a little bit of space inside the penalty area. Missed a couple of chances already, but he finds himself in that position. Reacts the quickest to the loose ball inside the area. It's a real clinical finish from the front man.
You feel a bit sorry for Ben Winterbottom, who's made a couple of good saves here, but no chance there in the rebound. Good block in the end by Gallacher initially on Tascón, but it was a good break and a good goal. Don't forget, Liverpool's youngsters came back from 2-1 down against Paris Saint-Germain here, so all is not lost, but the Spanish side who have to win tonight to maintain their interest in this competition. Currently they're starting the game bottom of the table with just 1 point, but if they were to win, they could go a point ahead of Liverpool.
Amazing to think they were beaten by PSG. Drawn with Wolves. They've looked really strong in this first half an hour.
So Liverpool a goal down. Plenty of time to recover. Just reiterate that a lot of these Liverpool youngsters on show here tonight started the season off with Barry Lutus's under-18s team. The likes of Savage, Clarkson, Cain, Hill. Dixon-Bonner, of course, was under-18s last season, offside. It's a good test for them again, the youngsters.
It's not too dissimilar to when they competed in that leasing.com trophy. A similar sort of strength in opposition that I played senior football. You think about the experiences against Accrington, Fleetwood and Oldham this season, which certainly a lot of these have featured in, haven't they? Which has helped their development, learning experiences.
We saw that, you know, against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup, Everton at the weekend in the FA Cup. When you have the likes of Curtis Jones and Elliott in that front line, it just adds that little bit of extra star quality, doesn't it?
It's a reminder as well of how many players could have been playing this evening. You mentioned those two. There's a few that are out on loan. Ryan Brewster's just gone out on loan to Swansea in the Championship. Christy Davies is another player who may well have featured this evening. He's gone out on loan as well.
Herbie
Cain's gone to Hull in the Championship.
Good move that for him, isn't it?
Great move. It's a player in a side that are trying to compete towards the playoffs in the Championship. It's game time for him there.
He got an assist at the weekend, Herbie, as well, in the FA Cup match.
I wouldn't be surprised if he got himself a few goals as well. Chipped in with a few last year at Doncaster in League One. Did really well. Hopefully can come back a better player for Liverpool with that experience at Hull. What a first game for Ryan Brewster though, Steve. Cardiff.
Salado breaking away with menace just after that slip by Hoever. Nice play by Cain. Bearne just give it away. Tony Gallacher. Cain. Cain again. Super pass from Cain to Tom Hill. Looked like he was dragged back, but no, says the referee. Just the extra physicality, really, of the tough right back, Jesus Areso.
Organisation as well. You know, when we're looking for a pass there, they're all in their positions, know exactly what's expected when they don't have possession of the ball.
Cain on a flick there, vital touch. Dixon-Bonner. Got away with that one, I think. Boys. Salado has gone down, might need some treatment here. So Athletic Club leading by a goal to nil. Potential replacement. They've got John Morthilio available on the bench, and the head coach there, Joseba Etibarea, just having a word with him. But they've given Liverpool a tough examination in the opening half an hour, it's fair to say, Neil Mellor.
Yeah, he's been lively, the player who's down. Tascón was involved with the opening goal. Getting behind, you can see he's not happy. Looks like he's going to have to come off with that injury.
Shaking his head a little bit. He can't continue, so they're going to have to make that change on Athletic Club in the attack. Straight replacement, really. Andone Tascón and John Morcilio coming on. Straight replacement. Was perhaps one of Liverpool's most famous victories over Athletic Bilbao, as they were called, back in the 80s, en route to winning the European Cup in '84. Bilbao had drawn 0-0 at Anfield, but a magnificent header from Ian Rush in the yellow kit at the San Memes won the game in the second leg, and that's where one of Rush's nicknames, Tosh, originated from, because they all used to joke with Rushy and say he couldn't head the ball, and such a fabulous header that Big John Toshak would have been proud of at the old San Memes Stadium. Hoever couldn't quite get there, and it's Bernaola with a dangerous ball in. Really good take by Ben Winterbottom.
Good hands, really good hands. Dangerous looking ball in from that left hand side.
Bearne. Bartolome. Tough opening half in a way for young Joe Hardy, hasn't it, our new striker, in terms of the physical battle against two big, strong centre-backs.
Yeah, and yet he's probably one of the more, well, certainly one of the older players out there for Liverpool. This season at 21, many much younger than that.
Rojo. Dangerous this. And a snapshot in the end by Antonio Salado. Well held by Winterbottom.
Yeah, Salado, number 11. He's gone up top now. He's joined Baqué in that position. He originally was out on this left-hand side. Just a little bit of link-up play between the attacking players for that chance.
Oh, that's a poor distribution from the Liverpool goalkeeper. Low cross. Oh, and it's turned in. It's another one. And is it Baqué again? Neil Mellor at the near post. Ben Winterbottom's made some good saves, but that time possession was gifted away. And it's played in, and Baqué sticks out his foot, and he's got the second goal of the game. That was all Liverpool's own doing, I'm afraid. And the cross comes in from Areso, and finished by Baqué for goal number 2.
Yeah, a little bit careless, playing the ball out from the back, losing the ball in a dangerous position, punished. Standing delivery from that right-hand side, you have to say, and Baqué, who's been a constant threat throughout the evening, finds the back of the net, but he's in that position again, in between the sticks, getting there just ahead of the goalkeeper.
That time it was just a poor clearance, wasn't it, from the goalkeeper, Ben Winterbottom.
Yeah, it happens, and we talk about learning experiences for these young players, and that's how you can be punished against better quality of player.
So, tough test here. So, Liverpool trailing 2-0 to the Spanish side, Athletic Club. Dixon-Bonner on the charge. The This team look really strong every time they break forward. Some quality about them. In Baqué, they have a predator finisher. Got some space again. Trying to drive through Liverpool with Bernaola. Ball out wide to the flank. Tony Gallacher won the first header. Guruzeta. Baqué, of course, now on a hat-trick. And of course, as we say, very different personnel to the one we saw playing for the first team at the weekend. The likes of Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, Pedro Chirivella, Nico Williams, Nat Phillips, they're all training with the first team, which is brilliant for them, and ultimately.
Well, you spoke to Jack Bearne before the game, and he mentioned about the buzz around the academy. And whilst you want to be doing well, you want to be winning games, you also want to be down there at Melwood and impressing the first team staff, because that's where they want to be getting to for that next part of the footballing career.
This is a big step up in quality for this young Liverpool under-23 side that Critch has fielded tonight against an experienced Spanish side. Here's Cain, nicely played. Tom Hill didn't quite pick it up. There's a few of these boys have played for Liverpool, like Tom Hill, of course, in the UEFA Youth League this season as well. But just think in terms of the physical test, this is a big step up for some of them, and they'll take a lot from this.
Yeah. I think we saw that last season, a little bit reminiscent to the game against Villarreal. Obviously, we're hoping it wouldn't be as big as a scoreline as that, but the boys learnt a lot from that.
Rojo, dangerous this, but Marsilio is caught offside. Well, 7 subs for Athletic Club tonight, only 4 for Liverpool. Dal Varesanovic, Owen Beck, of course, the young left-back who's having a fine season with the under-18s, and another young man from Scouser turning into a goal machine for the 18s, Leighton Stewart, who scored twice at the weekend to take his tally to 12. He's on the bench for Liverpool tonight. Dixon-Bonner might pick up a loose ball here. Can't quite get things going in the final third of the pitch, Liverpool, here in this opening half. Those 2 quick-fire goals. Liverpool will get the free kick.
Still in the game, Steve, at 2-0. No panic.
Touched by Bearne. Hardy trying to break in behind them. I guess the frustrating thing for Neil Critchley and the staff so far, they've just been the fact that apart from that early chance for Joe Hardy, which he put into the side netting, they're not been able to test out under Agirrezabala.
Yeah, found it difficult to have any sustained period of possession of the ball. Working tirelessly hard, Athletic Club, very organised, winning the ball back and comfortable in possession of the ball.
Those 2 goals from Inigo Baqué. This is Joseba Etibarea's team in charge so far. As I say, all is not lost in terms of qualification. If Liverpool were to lose this game, well, they've got that final group game left with Wolves away at Molineux. But here's Marsilio, the substitute, with a dangerous ball in. Baqué looking for his hat-trick. He's kept it in play. Salado, a shot ricochets off Morgan Boys from Bartolome.
Well, the substitute, Silio, down that left-hand side, probably a little bit too much space, delivers a good ball. To Bottom does well, he stays big, and seeing if the striker could get on the end of it, couldn't quite manage to get a touch. A little bit overhit the cross from that left-hand side for him.
So 5 minutes to go to the break. It will be John Guruzeta with the clearance, away by Keanu Hoever. Guruzeta again. Chance to play it in. Good take by Winterbottom, especially with Salado coming in at the back post.
Yeah, nice and commanding goalkeeping there from Winterbottom. Lots of dangerous looking ball to that far post.
Elijah Dixon-Bonner. Hill. Gallacher.
Been so organised defensively. Got the ball, trying to look for that little bit of space. Very difficult. And again, that's the understanding that this side have been competing regularly in league format, which is the equivalent to what sort of League 1, League 2 in England. Such a big difference.
Well, it shows, I think, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, it's been very evident, certainly in this first half.
Savage into space for Tony Gallacher. Dixon-Bonner. Hill. Clarkson. Lovely pass by Clarkson. Dixon-Bonner. Oh, that was a real chance to get back in the game. Best move of the game from Liverpool. Leighton Clarkson, instrumental in that. And Elijah Dixon-Bonner driving into the penalty area. And the legs of Agirrezabala blocked him out.
Big chance, great ball, really was from Clarkson. I thought Dixon-Bonner maybe could have done it first time. You know, by taking that touch, it allowed him to get back and make the save and the challenge in.
Clarkson's delivery. Not one of his better ones that time, unfortunately.
Well, good to see that we can open up this defence. Clever ball from Clarkson, wasn't it? The pass in behind opened up that defence to create that big chance. I mean, you have to give Dixon-Bonner huge credit to make the run from midfield the way he did. Just that slight delay and his decision making in the final third. Slight delay allowed the save to be made and prevent the goal scoring chance.
Salado again. It's incredible. You mentioned that Liverpool playing Bilbao in '84, and remember Athletic Bilbao, as they were famously known as then. They had the notorious butcher of Bilbao, Andoni Goycochea, who infamously, incredible story this really, nearly ended Diego Maradona's football career. He broke his ankle in 1983, 3 years before the '86 World Cup, which was the Maradona World Cup, really.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Still talked about to this day, that challenge, by the way.
Well, they're a side in the league at that sort of top half, aren't they? Trying to get towards those Europa League places.
Hill. Neil Critchley's side ending the half strongly.
I'd be encouraged to create such a clear-cut opportunity. Nice to try and reduce the deficit.
Going back to Maradona, though, that just shows what an outrageous talent that guy was. 3 years after
he was phenomenal,
breaking his leg and then doing that in the World Cup. That's unreal. That.
What's a player? Barca, Napoli, doing it for his national team as well, Argentina. Incredible ability.
2 goals from Inigo Baqué, putting the Spanish team in the ascendancy so far here in Kirby. Now Cain over the top, awkward ball, but Javier Murua covered well at the back. Clarkson coming in with a challenge. 2 minutes of added on time at the end of a opening half.
Well, the ball was there to be challenged for. It was on the floor, wasn't it, Clarkson? Fully committed to try and win the ball back. It didn't look anything malicious.
I think that's what the 18-year-old is saying, isn't he? Leighton, who hails from the Clitheroe area, making good strides. That first team debut, I know, meant a lot to him when Critch brought him off the bench at Villa Park.
Yeah, proud night for him. Did extremely well here at the academy.
So coming up to those 2 minutes of stoppage time, it will be Daniel Vivian with the free kick. Baqué is there. Peeling off. Marsilio. Keanu Hoever got it away, but not enough. And Rojo gets to the ball first before Hoever. Bearne, good touch. Cain, pulled loose by Jake Cain. But Remy Savage gets a vital block in there. Gallacher trying to feed Tom Hill.
Well, it was there to be done first time. Dixon-Bonner went back to Gallacher. If he'd have looked up first time, Dixon-Bonner, Hill had made a brilliant run down that left-hand side, and the space was there. By going back, it allowed Athletic Club to get a defender back and clear the ball.
Well, they've been quite impressive, the Spanish side, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. They've looked senior, haven't they? You know, we talk about the experience of young players and how it can help them, and certainly Athletic Club have shown that this evening, how young players develop at different rates. We know that. I mean, we have a very young side out this evening. But they certainly have a lot more experience and seniority out there, and I think it's shown.
Bearne chasing the goalkeeper. Just that chance they had before with Elijah Dixon-Bonner might give them some confidence. Critch, I'm sure, will say at half-time, hey, never know, get one back, make a real game of it.
Absolutely, the momentum of the game can completely change if we do get that next goal.
Hardy. Just had that early chance. Joe Hardy broke into the penalty area. First touch took him away from goal, and the effort ended up on the side netting. Dangerous ball by Rojo. Marsilio, good covering by Remy Savage. So half-time then here at the Kirby Academy, and those 2 goals by Inigo Baqué separating the team so far. Liverpool's new striker Joe Hardy had that early chance when he fired one into the side netting. Good chance, opening goal in 26 minutes, break right through the centre. Tony Gallacher blocked out Tascón, and it fell back to Baqué, who made no mistake. Second goal, unfortunately, was Liverpool's own wrongdoing. Winterbottom with a poor clearance, cross come in, and Baqué was there to make the half-time score. Liverpool 0, Athletic Club 2. To Kirby, everybody. So I can just see Liverpool just about to come back onto the pitch for the second half. 2-0 down here against the Spanish side Athletic Club in the Premier League International Cup. Their second group game, as I say, for Athletic Club. This is their final group game. Looking at the table, even if Athletic Club were to win this game, Neil Mellor, they can't qualify because of the goal dip, because of the averages, and I don't think they'll be able to finish higher than Paris Saint-Germain. So Liverpool, even if they were to lose this game, it's not all doom and gloom, because they've still got Wolves in the final match. Knowing what they can do, and they only would need a draw in that game, by the way, because they've got an extra point more than Wolves away.
Yeah, in a really strong position because of that first game against PSG, and showed great resilience to come from behind in that game. I'm sure maybe Neil may have mentioned that at half-time. They were 2-1 down, weren't they, against a strong PSG side, and ended up with 2 late goals to win the game in that first game. And I think what you would say is, yes, we know that they're a much more experienced side, this Athletic Club, a lot older than all our players out there this evening, but when chances do come along, you have to try and take them. Couple of big chances, certainly one late on, wasn't there, for Dixon-Bonner, and it can completely change the momentum of the game. But they have looked a real threat going forward, Athletic Club.
So it will be Liverpool with young Tom Hill, only 17 years of age. He scored 7 goals here, young Tom, who's been at Liverpool since under 6 level. Hails from the Formby area, having a good season. Liverpool about to get the second half underway, trailing by 2-0, but they did end the half strongly, culminating in that chance, of course, they had for Elijah Dixon-Bonner. Straight away, the Reds try and go long up towards Hoever. Elijah Dixon-Bonner will pick up that loose ball. Now Savage. Back again to Morgan Boys. Now Dixon-Bonner in a good position. It's Hoever. And now a chance for Jake Cain. Caught in 2 minds whether to have a go. That was close.
Oh, he was unlucky, wasn't he? Jake Cain gets a little bit of space outside the penalty, and you can see exactly what he's trying to do. Trying to play that through ball towards Dixon-Bonner. Made a really good run from midfield, but it was just cut out. Really unlucky.
Now Daniel Vivian. Sending it back to the goalkeeper, Murua Risaga. Morgan Boys climb well. Clarkson. Got out in the end by Bernaola. Vivian. Rojo. Given away, now Tom Hill for Liverpool. Leighton Clarkson. It's being forced backwards though. It looked like Liverpool might get going forward. Kick by Winterbottom, and Hoever driving forward.
Really high, wasn't he, Hoever, from that goal kick from Winterbottom. So Hoever trying to win the flick on.
Good thing for Neil Critchley's side is now, with this the second game of the new year 2020. They've got a run of games coming up. They've got 2 games next week. Southampton in Premier League 2 on next Monday night at 7. Another game, by the way, folks, you can watch live with us on LFC TV next Monday, Premier League 2. So at least it will be a lot of games coming up for these young players.
And a different sort of challenge. You know, that's what you want from for these young players to develop, to play against different types of opposition.
Forward by Winterbottom. Joe Hardy. Liverpool number 9 was on the run. Guruzeta. Clever. Here's Jesus Areso. Chance to turn. Good touch by Clarkson. And Hill can drive Liverpool forward. And now Hardy's got some space. Stopped in the end by the big defender, Daniel Vivian.
Yeah, Vivian recognised the run there from Joe Hardy, trying to run in behind. It's a decent run from Hardy, trying to get in behind. He was onside. Just really good recovery challenge from Vivian to get back and turn it behind for the corner.
So we always try and say, if he gets it right, a Leighton Clarkson delivery can cause problems. Can he get a good ball in? Wasn't a bad one up towards Morgan Boys, defended well. Now Remy Savage, Tony Gallacher. ball. Clarkson. Cain. Now Guruzeta. This is where Athletic Club will try and break. Marsilio's waiting. It's Salado. But Hoever stayed strong, the 17-year-old. Athletic Club have got an injury problem on this near side. One of the players just fell right on the floor. In pain, Victor San Bartolome.
And he was vital for the opening goal, Bartolome. Key contributor from that central midfield area. He's not happy. Could well be perhaps a tight muscle or something. Didn't look like anything off the ball. That'll be a blow for him and for Athletic Club, because he's been a big influence out there for them in midfield.
So the 2 goals so far by Inigo Baqué. Yosiba Etibareya, the head coach, looks on again. Bartolome certainly looks in a bit of pain there. Athletic Club will have to see whether he can continue or not.
No, it's frustration, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, something isn't quite right there. Whether it's an old injury or something. He's aggravated.
Yeah, shaking his head there, isn't he? I think they may well... Yeah, they're going to have to make a change. You can see that quite clearly there. Taking the time over the change, it will be the number 15, Unai Venchador, who will come on in the midfield. It's actually 15, that, by the way, who has come on for Athletic Club, just to reiterate. Unai Venchador.
He's got in the same position, Steve, so it will be central midfield. They'll keep the same shape, 4-4-2.
Now Hill. Tom Hill was caught there. Neil Critchley wasn't too happy about that challenge.
Could well be the first yellow card of the game.
It's a yellow card in the end for that challenge on Hill by Bernaola. Tom Hill, in the thick of the action. Scored a good goal against PSG, did Tom Hill here. Savage. Hoever. Oh, given away by Keanu Hoever. Real danger. But Hoever recovered well to redeem himself, to get the better of Marsilio. Keanu Hoever again. Rojo. Way by Boys. Bearne trying to win it back. Jesus Areso driving on again at right back. Space out wide for Bernaola. Tony Gallacher blocked him out. Gallacher, the Liverpool captain tonight, made sure the ball didn't go for a corner. Jack Bearne might chase at the other end, putting real pressure there on Murua. Hardy coming across the near side. Applauded by Neil Critchley. Much better pressing that from Liverpool.
Yeah, he's encouraging, isn't he, from the touchline. Neil Critchley. Boys are still very much in this game, Steve, at 2-0. I'm sure the message would have been, get the next goal. Take the chance. Things can certainly turn around as dominant as Athletic Club were in that first half.
Forward by Gallacher again. Clarkson. Jack Bearne will chase. Yeah, Jack Bearne had his heels clipped there. And well spotted by the referee, as he tried to dart in behind them.
It was off the ball, wasn't it? I mean, this is the difference. You know, perhaps in Spain you can get away with something like that. He was certainly no intent to play the ball. Clearly tripping Bearne. And this is an opportunity, Steve. You know, talk about quality of delivery in these sort of areas. Have someone to go and attack the ball.
So Clarkson or Cain. And one or two of these young Liverpool players inspire Liverpool to find a route back into it. Clarkson into a good area. No one attacked it.
It's a 6-yard box. You're looking at the players to go and attack the ball in that sort of an area, central.
See there, Mozza, the goalkeeping coach, saying to the centre-backs, look, get in the middle there, get on the end of that.
It's about time in the run, trying to get away from the markers to try and get on the end of it. Quality was there from the set piece, the delivery in from Clarkson.
You'd have loved a ball like that in your day, wouldn't you?
He's trying to get away from the defenders. The contact on the edge of the penalty area, it was difficult to wriggle away for one or two of them.
Vivian, Clarkson, sticking with the Athletic Club number 4.
Again, that's something else that they probably haven't come up against, certainly in Premier League 2 this season. Very physical, aggressive, this Athletic Club side.
Just got a glimpse there on the touchline of midfielder Liam Coyle, who was with Adam Lewis. Boys keeping an eye on Baqué here. Hoever. Posure by Keanu Hoever. Couldn't quite find Dixon-Bonner. Bernaola. Salado. Dangerous cross. Baqué was lurking, but then Winterbottom knew that. Former Blackburn Rovers goalkeeper. And Salado bringing down Remy Savage.
He's just playing slightly off the centre forward Baqué, just in between the lines, difficult to pick up. Time Savage winning the free kick on that occasion now.
Hoever back to Clarkson again, into Cain. This is where Athletic Club will try and break. Strong challenge from Morgan boys. The Wales under-19 skipper feeling as though he won the ball. Frustration for Liverpool.
It was two players fully committed to the challenge. It was the Athletic Club player who's come off worst, Baqué.
Just hear Neil Critchley saying he got the ball there, ref. So the referee does want a word with Morgan boys. See Morgan's reaction there, Mel's, isn't he? And we haven't had a chance to see a replay of that yet, but certainly the Liverpool players and Neil Critchley felt when he won the ball. We'll see more here.
Well, as you can see, both eyes on the ball, the pair of them.
It's Tim Jenkins who assists Critch with the 23s. He's also the head of analysis for the under-23s group, as well. Does a brilliant job behind the scenes. Free kick quickly taken by Venturedor, but offside.
It's also gamesmanship that these young players are learning to come up against this sort of opposition, that they're trying to unsettle boys there, trying to get him booked, maybe sent off on something like that to try and affect his concentration, so that the next movement all of a sudden is in behind.
Clarkson. Boys again. Goes long this time. Clarkson couldn't make it. Baqué. Guruzeta. Keanu Hoever got back to good effect.
Yeah, really good cover, wasn't it, from Keanu Hoever there. Get back in right full back, stop that threat.
Liverpool still trail 2-0. Goals coming in the opening half. Savage across towards Morgan boys. Cain making that run. Look at the goalkeeper miles off his line. I think the goalkeeper might have taken out of his own man there. Number 5, Javier Murua.
Great run, Cain. Jake came with the run in behind.
Yeah, look at the collision between the goalkeeper and Areso and Javier Murua. And the number 5 Grateful he didn't pick up anything serious there. It was a good run, that, by Jake Cain.
Just the skid of the ball. Took it off the surface away from Cain.
Tony Gallacher on the line to Joe Hardy. Did well. Gallacher again. Hardy. Hill. Gallacher on the overlap. See Leighton Stewart there, who's been warming up. The young striker has been in red-hot form for Barry Lucis's under-18s this term.
He's come off the bench, hasn't he, in a few games this season, got in goals. Napoli away, that was a good one.
Europe, yeah. Scored on his European debut.
That was a good UEFA Youth League.
The club. Stoppage time winner against Manchester United here as well. It's always nice.
Absolutely. As you say, he's been in good form. Maybe an option from the bench.
And he scored against Everton too in the 6-0 win. Hardy. Still Joe Hardy trying to battle there, in the end it's taken off his toe by Venturedor. Good fighting qualities in this second half, the Liverpool youngsters. Definitely an extra spring in the step in this second half.
Absolutely. Yeah, stopped Athletic Club creating chances so far.
Cain, Clarkson. Good one too, and Leighton Clarkson was taken out there by Venturedor. Good football again by the young boys.
It's a similar distance to the last free kick, wasn't it, where he put in a great
yellow
ball
card
in.
there as well, just to reiterate, for the substitute Unai Venturedor. That cynical challenge on Leighton Clarkson.
It's unnecessary, isn't it, to be conceding fouls in this sort of an area. Invites a little bit of pressure towards your own penalty area.
So we've arrived at the hour mark. Leighton Clarkson again. Can he or Jake Cain produce another good delivery? We saw that free kick just before when Clarkson put a great ball into a good area. No one attacked it.
Same again.
Is that the key, Mel?
Same again. Put it exactly there and let the players run across. Get across that near post.
He's whipped it into a good area again. Remy Savage was in there. And Morgan Boys.
It's a great delivery. It really is. From Clarkson from this left-hand side. So to have been defended well.
Tom Hill. Having to go all the way back to Ben Winterbottom.
That's frustrating, isn't it? You know, you get in a good position in and around the penalty area. Ball goes back and concede possession again.
I think it was just an experience there of the 17-year-old Tom, wasn't it? When he got the ball.
I think it was the organisation as well as the Athletic Club. When we got the throw in, they're all organised, in position, making it hard for us to try and open them up. Get away from the markers.
Hardy really applying pressure and doing really well, Joe Hardy. Great battling by the number 9. Really good play by Joe Hardy, that. Eager to impress on his first start in a red shirt. And the Spanish players are Liverpool in this second half, they're up, unsettling them, aren't they? I think is the key word here.
Yeah, doing it really well. You can see the frustration, conceding too many free kicks around their own penalty area. They can't keep doing this, Athletic Club. Eventually we're going to get on the end of one of these deliveries because it's top quality coming into the penalty area.
Another yellow card out of his pocket here, the referee.
It looked like it may have been something that he had said to the referee.
Number 4, Daniel Vivian, gets a yellow card. So another opportunity here, getting plenty of dangerous dead ball situations. Can Liverpool finish one of these off though? We saw in the mini derby last year at 18 level when Clarkson put a ball in here from a similar position here, which Jack Bearne scored the winner against Everton in the floodlights. It's into a similar area again. But the Team from Bilbao get that one clear. So Liverpool getting ready to bring Leighton Stewart on into the attack. That's a handball, that's a free kick for Liverpool. Handball by Antonio Salado. Liverpool can make this change now, and it will be Joe Hardy who will leave the field on his first start for Liverpool, and coming on is the 17-year-old Scouser Leighton Stewart. 12 goals for the under-18s and under-19s in Europe this season. Played in that game against Paris Saint-Germain here, Leighton Stewart, just before Christmas on his first start for the 23s. It was that particular afternoon.
Yeah, he knows where the back of the net is. First start for Joe Hardy. Difficult evening coming up against this sort of quality of opposition as he tries to settle into life at Liverpool.
Cain up towards Tom Hill, who's trying to make a run. Those two first half goals from Inigo Baqué, both from a couple of good moves. The second one is just a great cross from the right back, Jesus Arrego, after the Liverpool goalkeeper Ben Winterbottom, with a poor distribution, really put his team in trouble. But then it's a quality cross and a good finish at the near post. Yes, the defending probably could have been better for the two goals, but I guess you can always say that about any goal you concede, no matter what level.
No, it was good movement from the forward, wasn't it? You know, we could probably have done better defensively. Baqué was a real handful, and we've done well to keep him quiet second half, Steve, haven't we? You know, he scored those couple of goals first half, hasn't had an opportunity yet in the second.
Unai Vencedor with that free kick over the top. It'll be a goal kick, and we should also mention, Mels, it's a bit of a special anniversary for your good self today, isn't it?
Got my first career goal, thanks for remembering,
for Liverpool.
Steve.
Sheffield United away,
Thank
number
you.
33 on your back.
If anyone was going to remember, it'd be you, thank you.
Grey and black kit.
Yeah.
Against
The
Neil
away
Warnock's
fans,
team.
yeah.
Neil Warnock was raging after the game, by the way. I remember being there that night.
That was the year we beat United in the final.
Remember the second leg at Anfield? Warnock was having a row with Stefan Onshaw, who's one of the most placid people you could meet, Steph, wasn't he? But
Yeah, you didn't want to upset him, though.
yeah. So without seriously testing the Athletic goalkeeper, apart from a ball over the top when he came out, got it clear, collided with his own defender, with Cain on the overlap. In terms of giving as good as they get, I think Critch got that from his boys in the second half. The big question still remains, can they just add that little bit of extra quality in that final third now? Can they get a good ball in there to give Leighton Stewart some supply? Just the one group game left after this one. Away at Wolves at Molineux in the final group game. If it stays like this, Liverpool will need just a point to secure qualification for the knockout stages of the Premier League International Cup. It's good competition. Liverpool have been in it for a good number of years. The current holders are Bayern Munich, by the way. They won it last season. Porto won it twice in succession. The only English winners were Manchester City when the first year of the Premier League International Cup 2014-15 campaign.
Can you remember who was managing them?
Vieira, was it?
Vieira, yeah.
for City.
That was it.
Yeah. Cain. It's a good ball by Jake Cain. Oh, Leighton Stewart. Tight offside.
He's unlucky. Oh, it's a good run to offer. In behind the Athletic Club defence, Stewart. Keep offering that run. It looked like a real tight call, wasn't it? The flag was up very quickly.
So, they want to make another change. Joseba Pereira's team. And Emmanuel García de Albeniz is about to come on. Going to take off Daniel Vivian, who was booked just before, and a straight swap with Manuel García coming on in his place. Hill. Guruzeta. Good challenge from Tom Hill. Here's Leighton Stewart. For pity. Brilliant Critch, though. He's a great guy, and he constantly coaches the young players through the game, helping the young boys, the likes of Tom Hill, Leighton Stewart out there.
Think about the players that have been in and around our first team in the recent games, the development that's been helped for them from the likes of Neil Critchley, many more at the academy.
Trent Alexander-Arnold and Curtis Jones both made their under-18s debuts as 15-year-olds, both under Critch. Guruzeta, danger this. Jesus Areso, that low ball in again, and Remy Savage was there for Liverpool.
Yeah, good position from Savage, vital. Thought for a moment it could be another goal-scoring opportunity. Good ball in from that right-hand side, but Savage dealt with it well.
Athletic Club will come again. Ball out wide. It's offside in the end. The pass from John Marsilio.
He's dished out another yellow card, the referee there. Again, I think it's all about maybe the way they're talking to the referee.
20 minutes left to play here in this group game in the Premier League International Cup. This is Athletic Club's final game. Jake Cain into the path of Jack Bearne. Oh, Dixon-Bonner wanted it. Jack Bearne goes on. Needs some help, does young Jack. Couldn't quite find a red shirt that time. Just when it fell initially, Dixon-Bonner was looking to try and get a shot away. Well, one back by Jake Cain. Here's Clarkson.
Defended well around their own penalty area, Athletic Club. Been a couple of times when we've got in and around the area and you're thinking something might happen. Nice to get back and stop that opportunity happening and protect the goalkeeper really well.
It's been a tough night in that sense. Just haven't managed to break a well-drilled team down. You think about it, Mels, that the goalkeeper hasn't really had much to do at all for Athletic Club, has he? And Murua.
Just that one moment, wasn't it? Dixon-Bonner late on in the first half where he was out very quickly to deny him.
The early chance ready for young Joe Hardy was probably the best chance that Liverpool have had.
Yeah.
At 0-0.
Decision making, isn't it? You know, do you take that touch in the final third or do you hit it first time? Could be the difference between an effort at goal and not.
There's still time. Can Liverpool get one back and force an exciting ending? Morgan Boys in a collision there with Inigo Baqué.
It's good centre-forward play, that, Steve. Baqué just pinned the centre-half, boys. Used his strength really well. Probably a little bit too tight, maybe, boys, and just rolled him nicely.
Yeah, and I think Leighton Clarkson's going to get a yellow card now. I think he booked Morgan Boys there, didn't he, Mel?
Yeah, it was Boys for that challenge. A little bit too tight.
Yeah. Hill with a good header, actually. Clarkson. Back to Tom Hill.
A bit disjointed with all the yellow cards, free kicks that we're seeing.
We've had a lot of bookings, haven't we? Especially in the second half.
Well, again, it was a bit of a soft decision, that free kick. It was contact. I think there was enough in it to be a foul.
Through ball again. Good defending by Remy Savage to block out the through pass. Here's Areso. Guruzeta. It's a good switch. García. Savage half got it away, and then the block after John Marsilio's effort was charged down.
Super block. Vital block in the end from Savage. A lot of space inside that penalty area for Marsilio. Substitute strikes it really well. That's a good block from Savage.
Great block by the 18-year-old Scouser. Savage making the step up tonight to under 23 level once again. Against two tough defenders, can't he? Not really having that much service.
Just be hoping for an opportunity. Back to the game, even against Accrington. You know, that one opportunity he had, he took it late on, didn't he? Albeit a consolation goal.
It's a nice goal, that, wasn't it? By Clarkson. It looks as if, Mel's, for the final part of this season, that we've seen the likes of Clarkson and Cain, who've now stepped up to the 23s. We'll probably see them more regulars in for the 23s now between now and the end of the season, and see what they can do at a higher level.
Yeah, you know, we've seen Cain in there, he's gone out on loan. Mention about that. Christy Davis, another one, going out on loan. So that is the natural progression, isn't it? With players leaving the football club to experience senior football, gives them more opportunity to play for the 23s this season.
And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Look at in the chain. Owen Beck there, and Varesanovic on the bench. Along with Dan Atherton, the goalkeeper. From Haydock, the other substitute for Liverpool tonight. Powerful header forward by Remy Savage. Those two well-taken goals by the number 9, Inigo Baqué, in that opening half. Boys covering that one, and sending it over his own crossbar. That was dangerous.
Yeah, it looked close, didn't it? Ball coming in from that left-hand side. Thought he'd maybe got his feet tangled up a little bit, boys, as he tried to clear the ball. Had to go with his left foot rather than his right foot as the cross came in. Just got the job done. Turn it behind there for the corner.
John Marsilio will take the corner kick here for Athletic Club. Stewart away. Baqué. Boys cover it at the other end. Yes, he can. Winterbottom just slipping, but he managed to get the ball away. Cain's header. Jack Bearne, lovely pass by Jack Bearne. Tom Hill trying to break away. Now, can Tony Gallacher get the loose ball? Good pass. Clarkson. Nice. Oh, and a late flag stops Jake Cain.
That was close again, wasn't it? Inventive ball there from Clarkson. Lovely weighted ball in. Jake Cain to make that run in behind. Flag was up quickly, but good to see that movement, trying to get in behind there from Cain.
So the Spanish side, Athletic Club of Bilbao, leading by 2-0 here. It's Premier League International Cup. All games are played in England. All of the teams from Europe have to go and play over here. Opening game in the group that saw Paris Saint-Germain beat Athletic Club 1-0 was actually played at Aldershot Town Football Club. It's the rules of the competition. Leighton Stewart there still trying to press, and Tom Hill as well, and Jake Cain. That was good by Jake Cain. You can hear Neil Critchley saying, go on, close him down. That's what Jake Cain did.
Yeah, great work rate. Tom Hill as well, helping him out.
Hill again. Of course, fantastic as well. Tonight we've got David Raven with us once again, because with that wonderful day for the young kids under Jurgen against Everton in the Merseyside derby, you can't cast your mind back to that wonderful moment that you shared with a load of them young kids at White Hart Lane against Tottenham when we won on penalties. And David Raven, that tackle on Jermaine Defoe last ditch, is something I certainly still remember, because if it doesn't make that, the likelihood is we probably don't win that game.
Yeah, it was a great moment, special night for the academy as well, to see so many young players involved, as it was at the weekend on Sunday for the academy against Everton.
That's a weak header. Here's Tom Hill. Might still be an opportunity to try and get one back here for Liverpool. They've not given up, that's for sure. I think Critch will be happy with the endeavour and the character of the side to refuse to give in, keep going. Here's Jack Bearne, nice. Tony Gallacher now in behind. It's a good ball. Chance here for Kiana Hoever. No, it's a foul. Oh, what a pity. That first real time in the game, especially in the second half, that Liverpool have got Tony Gallacher in behind them.
Yeah, it was a promising position. Just a bit of a nudge, wasn't it, from Hoever? Julio got back well to defend.
Savage. Hoever again. Good play by Kiana Hoever. Clarkson. He's got some space here, Leighton Clarkson. Lovely pass. Dixon-Bonner. Oh, it's Leighton Stewart arriving there, making that run.
Oh, clever ball from Clarkson. Again, Stewart offering that run in behind.
It's a great tackle back. And here's Jack Bearne, shooting chance. Oh, he's got one back. Jack Bearne. Well, we said he's been in good goal-scoring form. He scored against Paris Saint-Germain. And the young boy who scored the winner in both under-18s derbies against Everton last season gives Neil Critchley's side a fighting chance. Great tackle by Leighton Clarkson. Took a little deflection, but it beats the keeper. Game on again, 2-1.
Absolutely, very much back in this game with that strike from Bearne. Lovely strike. Slight bit of luck with the deflection on its way. Credit to Clarkson for winning the ball back.
And here's Jack Bearne again. And he's played in Dixon-Bonner here. These Liverpool kids never give up. They've got the spirits up here. Hoever, great ball into Tom Hill. Unlucky.
Well, it's great defending at the far post. Areso denies Hill a certain equalising goal. Great ball in from the right-hand side from Kiana Hoever. Fine ball in for Tom Hill to try and get on the end of it. Good defending from the right full-back.
What a difference a goal makes, eh?
Well, momentum. All of a sudden we're sensing belief we can get an equaliser here.
They have made a habit of getting late goals in Kirby this season again. In by Clarkson. Stewart at the back post. After Remy Savage went tumbling in the penalty area. So 2-1. I think full credit to Leighton Clarkson and that with that goal by Jack Bearne. What a great tackle.
He's had a good
was.
night. I think he's played really well, mate. Clarkson, full of effort, full of commitment, inventive, trying to play that little through ball, trying to create something. The ability he has, and as you say, it was a tackle which he made, that created the ball for Bearne, who struck it well to get the goal.
He's always capable of doing that, the 18-year-old Jack Bearne. It's his third goal of the season. And here's Clarkson again, and it's Jack Bearne again. Bearne, first time! Unlucky. Good this from the young Reds.
Yeah, linked up well. Clarkson and Bearne again. Clarkson with that ball just sort of going away, wasn't it, from Bearne? Trying to take the shot on, very nearly squeezing it into that bottom corner.
The goalkeeper picked up a slight touch of cramp there, and Razaga is back on his feet again. Jack Bearne in the thick of the action, getting Liverpool a lifeline here. I think a goal, their second half performance overall merits, Mel's, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, stayed in the game. Good spell. Just wanting that little bit of quality and a little bit of luck as well. Sometimes you need that to get yourselves back into it. That slight deflection from being shot.
Because as you say, lessons were learned from the Villarreal game last year when they scored a load of goals in quick succession. It ended up being an extremely tough night. But they've stayed in this and give themselves a fighting chance.
A huge credit to them, because at half-time you were thinking it could be a long, difficult night for the young boys, but with 5 minutes to go, only a goal behind, I think they're sensing they can get an equaliser from this one.
It was the same against PSG. 5 or 6 minutes to go. They were 2-1 down in that game, and they won it.
Brilliant resilience.
Pritch made a couple of good changes. Yasser Laruzzi switched from left back to the right wing, and he caused all sorts of problems, cutting inside with that left foot, and he got the winner. Athletic Club just trying to play their way out with Jesus Areso. Bernaola with a slip, and Cain. Plenty of red shirts there. This is Tom Hill. Hill, can he get a shot away? Beaten away by the goalkeeper, Iru Arasaga. Tom Hill knows where the goal is on this pitch, and very nearly drew Liverpool level, Neil Mellor.
Yeah, he's unlucky. Credit to Cain for working so tirelessly hard to win the ball back. Made the space for himself, Hill. Strikes it really well. It's a good save to turn it behind.
So they've had chances since the goal being just wide, and that one by Hill. In by Clarkson, good delivery again. Morgan Boys was there, it was deflected. Good deliveries these. Now it will be from the opposite flank, the left foot in swinger of Cain.
Really good late pressure. In and around that Athletic Club penalty area.
They just never give up, these Liverpool youngsters. They really don't. A lot of young kids out there. Cain's delivery. Bearne with a little flick. Could have gone anywhere. Brilliant play by Keanu Hoever. Back to Cain again. He beats the defender. Remy Savage is up there. Dixon-Bonner, can he get a shot away? Savage. Clarkson. Desperate defending here by Athletic Club.
Yeah, they're hanging on at the moment, aren't they, Athletic Club? Anywhere will do.
And Clarkson get another good delivery in here for Neil Critchley's team. Remy Savage attacked it. It was deflected. Good pressure, this.
I thought he was there just ahead of the defender. Like Savage got there ahead of him.
Scored on his under-18s debut under Steven Gerrard, Remy Savage, against Wolves here on this pitch. Cain is up there. Morgan Boys is good in the air too. Boys attacking it. He was thrown to the ground there, Morgan Boys. I think the referee saw that, you know. Keanu Hoever, very strong. Cain again. Hoever on the overlap. Now Dixon-Bonner. Savage. Dinked it in. Keeper was there with Leighton Stewart. And a slight nudge. You can see there Morgan Boys is having a word with the referee there, because it looked like when that corner came in, he was manhandled there, by the way, I tell you.
A lot of contact. You know, the referee was in a good position to see it going on. The defender got the wrong side of him.
Wrestled him to the floor there, hasn't he? I think another official might give a penalty there, you know. We saw that in the World Cup, didn't we?
Seen it a few times, you know, the defender run the risk there of conceding a penalty. Boys looked like he got the wrong side of him.
So you can see the anxious look on the head coach, Joseba Etibarea of Athletic Club here. Now they're enjoying some possession here after that really good Liverpool pressure. And they will get a throw in. An anxious shout we can hear from the Athletic Club coaches. Long throw into the near post. An infringement there, so Critchley telling Elijah Dixon-Bonner to get hold of the ball, get on with it. We'll wait and see how much stoppage time we will have here, but Jack Bearne's goal, and Liverpool coming close after that as well. Big kick by Ben Winterbottom. He made some good saves in the first half. He hasn't had that much to do in the second. Cain, Clarkson. Good take by the goalkeeper, that, to be fair, because Dixon-Bonner was making a really good run. That's a good header by Remy Savage, really good by the 18-year-old. Here's Kiana Hoever. Dixon-Bonner trying to play it into Leighton Stewart. Get Dixon-Bonner with that chance on the edge of the area, Mel's. He can certainly hit them. Clarkson, Kiana Hoever. Good ball in again by the Dutch Youth International.
It had to be defended. Ball in from Kiana Hoever, and again it's more pressure. I just wonder if all eyes from the referee may well be on, boys. If you can get the wrong side of the defender, he may well give one if they are to make such unnecessary challenges again.
And we understand, folks, there will be 4 minutes of added on time here. See, the referee is looking as the corner comes in at the back post. Half cleared. Jake Cain get that loose ball. Hoever will. Here's Clarkson. It's a good ball by Clarkson. Now Jake Cain, can he fizz it across? Plenty of red shirts in the box. Unfortunate again. Lovely turn by Jack Bearne. And here's Clarkson. Oh, what a pity, the ball had just gone out.
He's unlucky, isn't he? Really unlucky. He's had a great night. Clarkson very nearly managing to deliver another ball into that penalty area.
Well, still some time, Mel's. 4 minutes. We are playing now. I've added on time just to confirm.
Yeah, you just hope in that time, the 4 minutes added on, there could be one last opportunity. Liverpool may have to get this equalising goal.
Maybe for Leighton Stewart, who knows? 2-1. They played well in the second half. They got that goal. They battled really well. I think maybe Critch might have said to them, you know, in that first half, he might have said they showed them a little bit too much respect. Because second half, they've really dug deep, haven't they, and had a right old go.
Yeah, exactly that. Superb second half. They've worked tirelessly hard, stayed in the game. That goal has given them an opportunity to try and get something from it.
It will be a Liverpool throw, actually. So Tony Gallacher, Leighton Clarkson saying, look, let's go a bit forward. It's closer to the goal where it should be taken from. Clarkson, lovely touch. Leighton Stewart, can he spin in the penalty area? Defended well in the end by Murua. See, when he was in the 18s Premier League North, Leighton Stewart, he loves that ball into his feet, but he's up against a more experienced defender with a little bit more know-how, shall we say.
Yeah, and again, another learning experience, unnecessary to be giving them an opportunity to go down and win a free kick and just relieve that pressure late on here.
But whatever happens, Mel's, the young Reds have given it everything in this second half.
Yeah, made a game of it. Huge credit to them.
Forward by Dixon-Bonner, on by Hill, and Leighton Stewart looking to capitalise on a mistake, but the ricochet spins it back to the goalkeeper. Still some time, but García, Murua, it's Jack Bearne chasing the goalkeeper. And now that ball through the middle, and it's that man Baqué who's on a hat-trick, unselfishly squaring it. Maybe the wrong choice. Marcillo, good save by Ben Winterbottom from Marcillo. Clarkson just couldn't quite turn away. Marcillo gets the better of Savage. Hoever just trying to close down the space and does it.
That's not where we want the ball. Taking it quickly back up to the other end. Good save, wasn't it, from Winterbottom just a few moments earlier?
It was. So it looks like it's going to go to the final game. Bulbs away. Baqué's in the thick of the action again here. Boys blocks it, and again. Bit of an effort in the end by the left back, Rojo. Rojo again. Marsilio. Maybe one last attack here, because Liverpool have got space here with Jack Bearne. Great ball. Leighton Stewart. Last attack of the game. Stewart's curler. Well held by the keeper. And that, as they say, is that. Leighton Stewart so close with the last kick of the game in extra time. But Athletic Club from Spain win the game in the end. 2 first-half strikes from Inigo Baqué. 2 clinical strikes on the forward. Second half, Liverpool really give it a go. Jack Bearne scored an excellent goal. He was excellent. He nearly scored again. Tom Hill was denied by the goalkeeper. Leighton Stewart there, last kick of the game, almost scored a dramatic goal, but it finished in the end here. Liverpool 1, Athletic Club 2.